Alright, so you've decided to play one of the best games ever made, right? I'm gonna teach you some tutorials for people maybe that have never played this game before, and hopefully it can convince you how great and fantastic this masterpiece of a game is. This is a perfect game to play with friends. It's a survival crafting zombie game. If you could sum it up in a few words, it's basically Minecraft with zombies in some FPS aspects of it. It's like a Minecraft zombie shooting game. All right. Uh, in my opinion, is one of the best games ever made and the best survival game ever made. I've been playing this masterpiece for 9 years. One of the greatest features I would say that it has is the fact that every year they keep updating it constantly, and most of the updates they put into it are great and are beneficial. The most noticeable one is graphics. It keeps improving more and more, and they remove stuff, sometimes they add stuff, but that's another story. Now what I want to do is to teach new players how to do the basics. So when you start in a game in a world, you can random generate the worlds, or you can select Navigaine, which is, I would say, the most friendly one to start learning about the game because it's very small map. I mean, considering how big and gigantic these maps are, Navigaine is like the standard. It's small, it's simple, it's not hard. The zones here are not very difficult. You can select difficulties. In my opinion, when you play vanilla, the best one to go is the maximum level of difficulty. But if you cannot do that, um, uh, just start with an easier scale and you will get the hang of it pretty soon. Now, when you start this game, you will start just like this. You will start with a couple of bottles of water with a suspicious color, as you can see, a can of food, some kind of bandage that can heal you up. You know, it's called, I would say, the first aid bandage. A torch helps you a lot when you start to see dark places, and some paper that it's pretty useless. It's basically, I think, some sort of introduction to when the company who made this game, the Pun Pimps, introduce a campaign or something. They tell you a little story that's been there for like 10 years or 12, whatever this game was released. But they've never done anything with it up so far, so don't worry about it. You can just read that. Nothing changes, nothing happens, just a little experience. And then let's start. The first thing you have to understand is that because this game is based on leveling up and levels and surviving, is that everything here is usable, all right? You may think that trash, like a random tire on this floor or some random rock, is useless, but no. It is I would say, most recyclable, the most recycle-friendly game out there. Because you can just get resources from anything. And when you pick up something and you may think, hey, I don't need this, you can scrap it for more parts and do something else and build something else with those parts that you get from anything that you scavenging. So this base is heavily based on scavenging, exploring, killing zombies if you play PvP, killing players, and just have fun, and building. One of the best aspects of the game is the building. You can basically build anything you want. You just press tab, you go to the menu, and here, once you get a little knowledge of all the things you can craft, you are learning the names by heart. If not, you can explore manually, like here, what kind of things you can build. But I think it's not as complete as when you finally understand and learn all the names, and you can just type it here. For example, if you type a frame, you just select the frame, you make one, for example, and just like in Minecraft, it will look like a cube. But if you keep the letter R for PC players pressed, you can select shape. And the amount of shapes, it's unbelievable, all right? You can build any shape that you want. You have basically endless shapes. Most of them most likely you will never use because the variety here it's so big and fantastic that you can go crazy and creative people love this game like I do because you can just make anything in almost any shape you could imagine and build some fantastic beautiful structures then you can later on upgrade and go from wood to cobblestone to concrete to metal and it's just a beautiful experience as you go. Some of the main aspects too is that because it's a survival game, it has a beautiful system of skill trees. So to go to that, you press N for PC players, and here in the vanilla version, which is like the basic standard version, you have all the skill trees that you can find. This game, just like in Project Zomboid, can be heavily modded, and you can have a lot more fun with that. But if you're just starting, I would recommend to start with vanilla so you can understand the basics. And one of the most basic and important things that you have to understand about this game is the fact that it works on skills. Selecting the right skills when you start is essential for you to have a cooler experience, okay? Let's check them out. First of all, before you start putting points on any level, you have to understand that in the end, when you level up enough, you will be able to upgrade every single skill there is here. But that takes time. This game requires a huge amount of time to level up completely. It has a huge learning curve. Many people get frustrated with that. I've never got frustrated with this game because I've loved it ever since it came out, ever since I started playing it. I fell in love with it and I just became obsessed with it. But it does require a huge amount of time to learn all of the basics and then, to get better at it and you just learn every aspect of it. You can do so many stuffs here that it will take you some considerable amount of time to learn all of the stuff you can do. But if you're like me and you start liking this game and then eventually loving it, you will have fun in every second of this beautiful learning experience. So, when you start, before you get crazy with the points, it is important that you kind of know yourself and think what kind of player or what kind of character I want to build for this game. There are many, many things and skills you can learn. When you play in groups of people and friends, you can divide the skill trees so you can all contribute with something different, and that is absolutely amazing and great to do. And then you can reflect all your personalities. You can expose your personalities, and it's a pretty fun experience when you see, the ones who likes hitting stuff, the one who wants to build stuff, the ones who like shooting, and all they just go along with their own personalities with every character they build. But if you're playing alone or you're just learning, you have to understand the skill tree to see what kind of skill tree fits your personality and your play style more. The first one is perception, that looks like a symbol of an eye. Basically, you go with perception if you're interested in sniping. You like long range weapons like rifles and sniper rifles, You like explosives and spears. Now, rifles do not appear in early game, at least not the good ones. So if you start with perception, most likely you will start with a spear. This tree is perfect for people who would rather start with spears and then level up to snipers and explosives, and also who want to scavenge items around the map and find treasures. Yes, this is the main aspects of this skill tree. In my personal opinion, I would say that the most flexible skill tree is agility. Most of the times I start with agility. I will tell you why later, but let's go in order. Then you have strength. It looks like a flexing arm, right? So here, what do you have to do? If you like hitting people with heavy objects, like clubs and especially sledgehammers that you can build here and fucking hit people on the head with them, you go with this. A lot of people like to start the game and just make some heavy object and hit people. Okay? Then strength is your skill. It also helps with shotguns and carrying. Carrying capacity means that when you are overloaded with items, you start getting tired faster, getting hungry and thirsty faster, and the most negative aspect, you start walking slower. If you're surrounded by zombies, that means death. Uh, but it is one of the greatest skills to start, basically because it helps with your weight distribution. You don't get tired as easy. You can carry more stuff without getting encumbered and getting slower. It also helps you with mining. Just like in Minecraft, a big aspect of the game is to build stuff. And in order to build stuff, you need to gather resources from mines. Let it be wood, iron, coal, nitrate, oil, shale, plenty more. Brass, stone, clay, you name it. There are plenty of resources here that you can build and mix to build beautiful stuff. And in those mining processes, you're gonna need some skill to make it more effective. So the strength tree is for that. Carrying more stuff, hitting people with heavy objects in melee, and shotguns. If you want to be a healer, rather for yourself or your friends, the fortitude is the way to go because it focuses a big part of it on healing and making medicine more effective. It also handles with pain tolerance, meaning that you are more resistant to damage, and also punching. This, to me, my personal opinion, punching is one of the least usable aspects in the game because it looks funny and many people like it because it looks cool and funny, but it's very inefficient, especially when you advance more in the game and the zombies and monsters become stronger. Punching is really crappy. You don't want that. But machine guns are extremely useful in later games. Well, whenever you find a machine gun, it's not going to happen early game. But whenever you find it or are able to make it later in game, it's going to be one of the best weapons in the game. Probably the best weapon in the game. Big problem with machine guns is that they consume ammo like you wouldn't believe it. But it is arguably the strongest weapon and best weapons you can have if you have the right amount of ammo, especially in Horde Nights. Yes, every 7 days, this is why the name is called like that, every 7 days there's a Horde Night, which basically means that from 10 p.m. until 4 a.m. of that night, you get constant hordes of zombies that will just try to attack you and eat you alive as long as the Horde Night lasts. Yes, and for that you need a lot of combat skills, let's say, or a nice refugee, plenty amount of ammo, some good weapons, and so you can defend yourself until the Horde Night is over. One of the best weapons, if not the best weapons, to defend yourself against hordes of zombies are machine guns. And the Fortitude Tree helps you with that, makes them extremely more efficient. One of my favorite aspects in this game is that you feel an extreme feeling of reward. It is extremely rewarding when you are leveling up, working and grinding until you level up with the points. It's quite addictive, to be honest. And you see the difference between a weapon or a tool that has not been put any skill points into it and one that you have heavily invested in. The difference is insane. So invest your points wisely. Then you get agility. In my opinion, like I said before, it is my favorite skill tree to start because I find it to be the most flexible ones and also the one that can help you the most, in my opinion, when you start. Why? Because in my opinion, the best weapon to start is the bow. Are there more weapons around that are extremely better than the bow, more powerful, I don't know, more precise, whatever? Yes, but the bow is a weapon that is extremely easy to use. It uses almost no resources or resources that can be found anywhere. It is extremely strong if you know how to use it. It is silent, so it doesn't call attention of many people or zombies around you. And it can be deadly if you know how to use it. And it's cheap to make. It is easy to upgrade and make ammo for it, and it's quite effective if you have good aim. because it's so cheap and easy to use. It's available since you start. The very second you start this game, any map, you are able to make archery, bows, and arrows almost immediately. So it's one of the best trees to start with if you don't want to die every 5 minutes. To start, archery, I would say, is the most valuable skill, which is in sign of agility. When you level up, you can invest in Gunslinger, which basically helps you with any kind of handgun or submachine guns. In my opinion, one of the best weapons around. It also helps you with blades. Blades, it's a great choice to start defending yourself, and it's also useful to gather resources from corpses like meat, rotten meat, bone, leather, fat, all of the resources that you will use later to, let's say, build your world up. You got speed in reloading, some more skills that you will see later. Parkour is one of the best skills in the game. It's also in agility, which is why this tree is so fantastic and flexible. It helps you with being more resistant to higher jumps so you don't break your legs, and you can jump more and become more agile. Parkour, parkour! You basically become a sort of Spider-Man that you can jump around, jumping much higher, getting tired much less, and you can become, like this tree skill says, a lot more agile. Agility, in my opinion, it is the most important skill tree. Many people start and focus on strength, but I think, just like in real life, it is when you're fighting, it is way better to be more agile than to be stronger. You know, if you want to fight, it's not that important that you can heavy lift some weight. It is way more important that you know how to move and you know how to punch or whatever, defend yourself more effectively and have more stamina than how much weight you can fucking lift. All right, so that's basically it. And also agility helps you with being more efficient and stealth. If you are a stealthy player, agility is your tree, because when you are fully level up on agility, you basically become some sort of ghost. Zombies get a hard time seeing you and noticing you, and when you are upgrading in agility, you can damage them with bonifications and damage if they don't see you. So you can hit as much as 5 times more in damage if they don't see the attack coming. Extremely useful. For people who like to craft things and build things, intellect, it is the skill to go. This is basically for players that are rather playing in groups and they don't want to, encounter so many zombies. They just like staying at home and craft things for the team. Or if you're just playing alone and you just have to craft things for yourself, making shelters, making tools, weapons, whatever, just crafting. Intellect is your way. A big part of the game also is related with traders. Traders are NPCs in the game that have stores. You can buy and sell stuff from them. When you play multiplayer, you can also trade with other people. But when you're playing solo, you can only trade, like officially on a market with the traders. And you can get better deals at selling and buying with this skill, better barter. You can also help your team with shared skills that will help your team to move faster, to be more efficient, to have more experience and stuff like that. But the most important part, I would say, in intellect is the fact that you can craft more efficiently, meaning that you can craft tools, vehicles, weapons, armor, and all sorts of stuff more efficiently, faster, and using less resources, which is fundamental for a more efficient playthrough. Okay? Something that a lot of people love in this game is this combat perks and intellect. I'm not a fan of it, I don't use it, but many people do. It's focused on two things. The stun baton, which is like some kind of electric baseball bat or something, like a rod, that you hit zombies with and you stun them with electricity, or you send them flying all over the map, all over the place. It looks pretty funny. To me, it's not very efficient, but it looks funny and it's really helpful to, delay the zombies out so you can run away or shoot them while they're stunned, and to make robots, rather it be robots that help you, like drones that can heal you or help you carry more stuff, or getting turrets. You can make turrets that will shoot an attack for you or help you doing it while you have the skill on. In my opinion, this is my own playthrough, you don't have to follow it, but in my playstyle, intellect is the skill that I leave at the end. Okay? When I start, I usually go agility, then I could go perception, and then maybe strength or fortitude, you name it. But I usually start with agility, all right? So you have to think of yourself. Do you like punching and hitting people hard and you want to just smack everyone on the head? Start with strength. Do you like to be agile, jump, more efficiently, using a bow and arrow, blades and handguns? Use agility. In my opinion, my personal recommendation is to start with agility. I insist. To me, it is the most flexible skill to start. In the end, you don't have to worry because when you're level 200, whatever, you will be able to select every single skill out there so you can fully level up your character. It is just a matter of what skill you want first, okay? And then you have some random skills that will help you overall the whole game, that makes your armor more efficient, your cooking more efficient, your farming more efficient because you can cook things here, you can craft your own, let's say you can you can harvest plants to make food for yourself. Lock picking, which is, the ability to open chests without any key or without the need to break them, and to find better loot. These are very useful skills that are also important, and you sometimes drop points in some of these. And then you have the books. You have books that are related with skills that you can do with particular abilities to make everything more efficient. And you have books that you can read to be able to build stuff in better quality, okay? Both are extremely important. And this is one of the reasons why this game is heavily focused on exploration and scavenging, because there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books to be found. And if you want to level your character up, you have to read them all, or most of them, to be able to be a fully functional survival that, can just kick some ass. So you start like that. What you want to do first is press letter N for PC players. I'm sorry, the N is for skills. Letter Y for PC players. And you will see some kind of challenges here. You have 3 rows of challenges, 3 screens or some. The first one is the basics of survival, which is basically some kind of tutorial of things you have to do so you start understanding this game. How do you do it? You just select the first one, you press W, and it will activate the things that you may have. Basically, you have to follow the instructions that will be shown at the bottom right corner. Yes. For example, the first one, redeem tutorial challenge. Easy. You just have to press W. Then challenge. Gather plant fibers, gather wood, gather small stones. How do you do that? You just go around. Fibers is basically grass. If you don't have any tools, you just punch it around until you have the amount you want. Wood, those little branches that are there, if you don't have any tool, you just punch the branches and you will have all those sorts of, wood. If you want feathers, you have to find nests that are mainly found in the forest area. You press E, it will open and you get feathers and sometimes eggs in them, which are very helpful and great. For stone, well, it's not efficient to punch them. You need a tool to gather it. Or you can sometimes randomly find little rocks all over the map and you just pick them up like that. Boom. And there's how you have rocks. So the next one is craft a stone axe. You press tab. When you're doing missions, it will be the first one selected. If it doesn't show, it should, but if it doesn't, you can just literally type it here. You can type anything you want here, and it will pop up if it exists in the menu. Stone axe. You have the materials needed, you craft it, and this is how you craft it. You get the stone axe, then you go to the next, which is basically use the stone axe to gather more primitive resources. Harvest wood, harvest small stone. So you get the stone axe. And you just find some rock like this and you start just mining. This is very slow and inefficient because it's the first tool you will ever get. In time, you will get much better tools that make this process a lot easier, efficient, and faster. We got the stone we need and wood. The most efficient way to gather wood, of course, is not punching branches like those, but to hitting trees. There's several amount of tools that vary in efficiency when you want to do stuff. Here I got some basic tools that I got. So basically, tools go. There you go, our first zombie. Let's see if we can punch him around. With right click, you make stronger attacks. With left click, softer but faster attacks. Now, punching a zombie is extremely inefficient. You should only do it for fun, never for, you know, anything else. For example, I have an axe here, and you can just, boom. I'm very weak now, so it will take several hits to bring him down. When you level up your character, you will see how efficient the skill trees are. Some zombies drop bags, and some bags have crappy loot. Some have great loot. For example, here we got a book. They're always helpful. This is one of the most valuable things in the game, the books. This one, for example, help improving club crafting skills, which means that if you read them all, 3 out of 75, for example, you will be able to build much better clubs, right? And it goes up and up. The last point is the maximum, the best level of anything that is related with the book. Some ammo, and for now, we don't need this, so you can rather get it or drop it. If you want to drop everything at once, you just press R. So, I'm about to explain the system of tools and weapons and basically anything you can craft. Speaking about tools, the basic ones are, you know, handheld, and the more advanced ones are engine-based, you know, like you put gas on it and they work with an engine and whatever, a gas tank. But the basic ones are made of stone. If you want to mine minerals or chop trees, the first tool you need is the stone axe, which is basically using stones and plant fibers and wood. The stone axe. Now you will see that they have a number. The number is related with the level of that weapon or tool or whatever you're making. The first one is, of course, number 1, and it goes up to 6. 1 being the worst, 6 being the best. And it's also divided by colors. The first one is kind of grayish something. That's very weak. Then you get level 2. I don't remember the color of level 2. Oh, there you go. Orange. Then you got level 3. Do we have a 3 here? There. Like some kind of yellow. Level 4. Green. Level 5. Blue. And level 6. Purple. In vanilla games, those are the levels of anything you make. And besides the level, you have materials. Stone is the most basic one, then you get iron tools, and then you got steel tools, and then you get mechanical tools, all right? So you got the first one you will get for your first, let's say, I don't know, maybe even 30 levels, it will be stone. Then iron, and then steel, okay? Now, this may look like some sort of weapon. I think it's literally called the battle axe, but I wouldn't attack many zombies with it. It's not very efficient. These are all tools. Some mistake that a lot of people make when they start playing this game as they start using something that they may think looks like a weapon, but it's a tool, so the damage to zombies is extremely inefficient. If you try to kill a zombie with one of these, it will take you some time, and most likely they will kill you shit before you can count to 10. If I'm not careful here, this guy will kill me. So we will change to a better tool, or maybe a weapon that I think I have around here. Let's jump here. For example, this one. And this is a weapon. And you can see the weapons are much more efficient at killing zombies because that's what they're designed to do. You kill with weapons, you build and scavenge with tools, okay? There we go. So stone axes, I would say it's one of those tools that accomplishes or are used for more than one objective. Stone axe is used as a tool to get wood and minerals. Okay, so it replaces. Well, I think I'm gonna get a pickaxe. I'm on creative here, so I can show you. So the stone axe can be used to chop trees and get minerals. But when you level up to iron, you have to switch. If you want wood, geez, if you want wood, you have to use an axe. Whoops. If you want minerals, you have to use a pickaxe. If you don't use both, you will never complete any kind of gathering that you want to do, all right? You gotta be careful with that. And the shovel is basically used just to get clay. How do you get clay? You basically go anywhere that it's not with concrete or any hard surface, you know, like the here. And you just start hitting the ground. Because your character is level 1, it will be extremely slow and inefficient. But that's how you do it. The more levels you have, the faster and better it will be. And as you can see, when you gather, when you hit the ground, you will get in the corner resources and experience. And that's the resources you get. Usually from this kind of ground, you will get sand or clay or both. When you hit stones, you will get rocks. When you hit, I don't know, like an iron vein, you will get iron and so, okay? That's basically how it works. Now, let's go with weapons. When you have weapons, I put here the 3, in my opinion, most basic weapons that you use when you start in this game. Like I said, in my opinion, you can play however you want. I'm just giving you advice here. But in my opinion, the best weapon to start is the bow. It is extremely efficient. Okay? Before you use it, let me see where we are in the challenges. So we have that one. Now it says make a fiber, plane, whatever armor. So you press letter B for PC players and you will be almost naked here. Extremely fit guy, look at this. I wish I looked like that. And you see that here you are naked. You can wear 4 different pieces of gear related to armor. Boots, gloves, chest, and head. Then you have clothing, socks, gloves, I don't know, like a shirt or some, and a beanie or some kind of hat. And then you got survival gear. This allows you to survive in harsher conditions. The forest is the friendliest, easiest place you can find here. In this game, you will find from the easiest to the hardest place. Forest, burned forest, desert, snow, and the zone. The zone is basically some radioactive zone. You will find the best loot and the hardest zombies there. To be able to be anywhere outside of the forest without dying, you need those masks. And you can craft them after you achieve some challenges that are in the 3rd screen of the challenges. You complete all of this, and then you will be able to craft the mask and you will wear them so you can be protected against those harsher conditions and weather. Yes? So, we have to craft that. Primitive outfit. The primitive outfit is, of course, the lamest, crappiest outfit. But if you wear it, you will still have some protection against zombies. It is better than not using anything, okay? And that's how you will look. That is the chest. Now, when you see chest, it covers your chest and your pants. The gloves goes on the hands, of course. The boots on the feet, and the helmet on your head. And all kinds of armor have, just like their tools and weapons, their levels and their materials. The shittiest material is grass. I don't know how you build a real functional shirt with grass, but in this game you can do it. Like I said, it's better than nothing. If you want to make a head, fiber, should it be fiber? Let's just put helmet, primitive hood, boom, gloves, maybe boots, and then we got a full set of our armor. Now, you look absolutely disgusting here. Absolutely disgusting, but like I said, it's better than nothing. In time, with more levels and more skills and more materials, you will get much more greater looking armor and much more efficient armor, okay? But this is how you will start. Now, when you get here, let me see where we are in the first sets of skills. Boom, boom. Then we have to craft a club. The club is the first weapon that they are telling you to build. And it looks like this. It is not efficient at all. I would use it just until you find, as soon as you find something else, okay? But it's the first one. It's a melee weapon. It's pretty weak. But, well, it will help. The next weapon they tell you to build is the bow. This one, the primitive bow. There are primitive bows, wooden bows, compound bows, and then iron crossbows, and then steel crossbows. This is a real weapon, okay? Let's see if we have time before the trader closes. Now we have to make some arrows. Let's see, right? And then go to the trader. When you complete the first line of basic of survival, all of the other challenges will be unlocked, and you can make them then, and you can take your time to do it. It will take some time, okay? But after the first line of challenges is done, they will tell you the location of the first ever trader on the map. Small maps like Navezgane. I haven't played on Navezgane lately because I've been playing this game for a long time, and mostly now I play on modded servers that are huge and are quite different. But in vanilla basic servers, especially when you're starting, like I said, you should play on Navezgane to learn the basics of the game. We're not gonna make it in time because traders open at 4:05 a.m. and close at 10 p.m. And we are, like you can see at the top of the screen, almost at 10 p.m. Well, they actually close at 9:50 p.m., so they're closed now. But that place there, 500 something meters away, marks the location of the first traders. Huge maps have dozens and dozens of traders. Navezgane, I believe now it has, I think, 4 or 5 traders in the whole map. One per zone. One in the forest, one in the burnt forest, one in the desert, one in the snow, and one in the zone, the radioactive zone. Because we're not gonna be able to go to the trader, I can keep explaining. I can just keep explaining more features about the basics of weapons. Something important that you have to understand and to know now. From 10 p.m. until 4:05 a.m. Well, until 4 a.m. The game officially recognizes the time as nighttime. That means that most zombies only walk. They only kind of jog when they're mad, but most of the times they will walk slowly. At night, they will run. Okay, so nighttime is a lot harder when you don't know what to do, when you're just learning this game. If you're not in a shelter and you don't know what to do, most likely if you're outside and you see a zombie, most likely he will kill you. If there's a group of zombies, it's almost certain that you will die. I hope that if you get into this game and you start liking it, you don't get frustrated with the mechanics and the hardships of the game, because if you pick a easy difficulty, you won't have any trouble. But if you pick a harder difficulty, which in my opinion is the best, it's really fun that way, you can find some trouble, and many people get frustrated because of the amount of times they die. Don't get frustrated, please. This game is absolutely worth it. It is a masterpiece. It is endless fun. It just has a huge learning curve. It's a huge game. You can do endless amount of things here. And one of the things that you have to overcome is, at first, the frustration of dying non-stop. Because in this game, most people, if not everyone I've ever met, including myself, when we just start playing it and learning it for the first time, you die non-stop. Every 5 minutes you are dying. And for many people, it can get a little frustrating. But the people who just fell in love with the game like I did, we didn't care. Eventually, you will learn how to bypass that, and you will just start kicking ass and killing everyone and just stop dying. Especially when you get better weapons. At some point, you just stop dying when you have good armor, good levels, good weapons, and you just focus on the building and make beautiful, huge structures that make this game absolutely amazing. Okay? But first, the basics. So, here, like I said, my favorite weapon to start is the bow. Of course, the bow needs arrows, so you have to craft arrows with stone, wood, and feathers. Like I said, stone is found almost anywhere. Literally anywhere, actually, if you go deep enough, or sometimes on the surface. Wood, of course, trees or branches, and feather on nests. Feather can be found only on nests, on loot, on birds. There are vultures here that give you a lot of feather. In fact, chickens that you can hunt down for food and feathers, and vultures that they attack you, are the best sources of feather, way more than nests. And that's how you make the basic arrows. Just like any weapon, you have stone, you have iron, and then you have steel. The basic ones, and the ones that you will be making until you have a decent level, will be stone. How do you charge it? You just press R. If you have arrows in your inventory, you press R and they will select, okay? They will load and charge your bow. You keep the right click pressed to zoom in and lock in anything. It doesn't really lock in, but you can zoom in and you see it better. Then with left click, you keep it pressed and it will load and charge your strength. Always wait until the green bar is full. It fills pretty fast, okay? Just don't do that because it will have no strength. You wait there and then you shoot, okay? An advice. Most people I play with and I've ever seen playing this game, they aim at the body. It is a lot less efficient and you will use a lot more resources and ammunition when you aim at the body. My recommendation, especially when you're short on resources, aim at the head. The amount of damage you do on the head, it's a lot more. Like a lot, okay? To give you an example, I see people wasting ammo on a zombie, on a single zombie, and they spray him with like 20 bullets, 30 bullets if the zombie's really strong, to kill it. If you have good aim in a good weapon, it can take as little as a single bullet to the head to kill him. Okay? When you have bonifications in the agility tree with a silent weapon like a bow and you hit him on the head, you can hit him, I believe, if you hit it right and they don't see you at all, at as much as 6 times more normal damage. Yes? That's insane. So, there you go. Another weapon that many people start with, then maybe they don't like weapons to shoot, they just want to hit, they start with the club. Okay? In my opinion, the club is not nearly as good as the bow, but just some people prefer it. Like I said, left click, you will be able to hit more times before your stamina, which is the blue bar at the bottom left, empties itself, like depletes itself. And the right click, it uses more stamina. As you can see, it's already drained. You have to wait until it's recharged. But it will hit a lot harder. My recommendation when attacking, always attack with melee to the head and with the right click. It will be a lot faster. I mean, not faster, a lot more efficient. Okay? You always want to kill everyone as fast as you can. Another weapon that is in skill trees is shared with the bow. I think it's the same tree, so it's very convenient with the bow, is blades. The blades go from bone, then for some reason candy, then iron, and then steel. Okay? The first one you can find are bone shifts or candy cane knives. The candy cane is much stronger than a bone. Don't ask me why. But that's the way it works. We see a zombie there. Let's try to hit him with a candy. Those zombies, most people call them spiders. I have no idea what is their official name, but people just call them spiders because they climb and they jump, whatever. If... Ooh, somebody saw us. Okay, 2 people saw us. There you go. I may die because I'm so weak. Of course I hit the grass. There you go. It's dead. I almost died, as you can see. When you start in this game, don't get frustrated, please, with the dying, because you will die a lot. I don't know anybody who's ever started in this game for the first time and doesn't die every 5 minutes or less. This is a hard game, and the learning curve is huge, like I said, but trust me, it is absolutely worth it. This is by far, in my opinion, I never shut up about it, one of the best games ever made. Survival-wise, the best survival game I've ever played. I know most people who are into survivals and zombies will say that Zomboid is the best of that style, you know. And I can understand Zomboid is an extremely fun game. In my opinion, I find this one way better. But it's a completely different game, so I don't really like to compare both games. The only things that are similar between Zomboid and this one is the fact that they're both survivals and they're both zombie games. But that's about all they have in common. Everything else is different, so it's not really... It doesn't have any point to just compare the both. And I say that because a lot of times they're compared, like a lot. Why? I have no idea, okay? So they basically are your basic weapons, yes? After you start with the basic weapons, you will be able to make guns, okay? Those are mechanical tools, you see? We would go, for example, here. The auger, which is one of the best tools, in my opinion, probably the best tool you can find, you know, its use is to function as a pickaxe and a shovel. So you get clay and every kind of mineral that you imagine, you get it with an auger. And for the wood, you get a chainsaw. Both of this need gas to operate, okay? So when you have guns, a lot of people I see here playing, especially new players and even old players, they start with guns that are called pipe guns. For example, the pipe shotgun. They're called like that because they're mainly basically made of pipes. My recommendation, avoid them, okay? A lot of people use them, but they're not good. What I usually do is whenever I find ammo, the more you advance in the game, the more ammo you will find, and at some point you will be able to make your own. Whenever I find ammo, I just save it until I can find a real weapon. Because pipe weapons are extremely slow and inefficient. They're weak, they're slow. I wouldn't call them completely useless, but compared to a bow, they're really bad, okay? A bow will always be better than a pipe gun. Okay? Some people may disagree. I don't know. I don't think many people, but some people most likely will. I would avoid them, okay? Unless you are very weak, you don't have much stuff. We got someone here. This time I may die. I think I may die. He's coming. We are pretty fucked up, people, because we only have the shittiest gun. Let me see how efficient it is. You see how inefficient it is? It didn't even die. Okay, there you go. He died. I thought I was dead, but he died. So, as you can see, this time it helped me. So, when you should use this, when you don't have real guns and you're weak, what I do? Most people I play with, they don't do it. I don't know why. But I'll tell you what I do. I get a variety of weapons. When you're weak, and even throughout the whole game, even when you're strong, it is always convenient to have a side weapon, and when you're weak, many side weapons. So you will have your main weapon. For example, let's say your knife is your main weapon. Then it's always used to have your main weapon. Could be when you start the bow. Something else. And if you find pipe guns, which in the first stages of the game are really easy to find, you just put several. I will tell you why. Let's see, for example, shotgun. I'm going to put some ammo. And I'm going to put a lot of... I don't know what I did there. I really don't know what I did. Well, let's do it again. So a lot of shotguns. Let me spawn more. There you go. So, if I shoot, let me see, in case I get attacked. Right. There you go. If I shoot a normal weapon without having any skill, the reloading time, well, the damage will be awful, and the reloading time will be like 7 weeks. Look. That is all the time when you don't have skills that it takes to reload. And then you're done again, and you have to reload all over again. It may look fast, you know, in a real life situation. But in this game, if you're surrounded by zombies, and you can die from like 3 hits, 3 or 4 hits, if you play on hard mode, it will kill you. It will kill you. So my advice, these weapons are extremely easy, cheap to manufacture. So if you want to use them, pipe guns like this only have capacity for 1 single bullet. So I would get a lot. In case you have surrounded with more than 1 zombie, which is extremely common, most of the times I will say that you fight several zombies at once, you can just use your numbers or the wheel of the, what do you call it, like the mouse. So look how fast it is. So you shoot, then you switch. And that way, you can get several shots without the need of reloading. That technique can save you a lot. I'm telling you, a lot. I'm pretty sure there are several people who do it. I'm the only one I know that does it. And trust me, a lot of people think and say to me, "Oh my God, why are we all dying? And Cat's the only guy who's not dying at all." You just repeat the gun several times, because most of the times you die when you're out of stamina or when you have to reload and you don't have the time to reload. Zombies will not wait for you. They will just kill you. When you get better weapons like the pump shotty, there's nothing more American than a pump shotty. You don't have to worry about having several because you can shoot faster, right? The more skill points you have on each particular weapon, the faster you will shoot and the more damage you will do with that weapon. But the first weapons for a lot of levels, you will be using rather melee weapons or a bow or pipe weapons. If you want to use pipe weapons, follow this advice if you want. I recommend it. It has saved me countless times. Repeat the weapon. Make several. If you cannot make them yet, try to find as many as you can. It doesn't have to be the same weapon. For example, let's put a shotgun here again. And then you can put a pipe rifle. From weakest to strongest, you got the pipe. Then in rifles, the hunting rifle. Then the lever action. Then I believe it's the tactical. No, tactical is not considered a rifle. I will go again. The pipe rifle, the hunting rifle, the lever action rifle, and then the sniper rifle. In my opinion, this varies from player to player, but in my opinion, the sniper rifle is the best weapon because it has the strongest amount of damage per bullet, not counting the rocket launcher, you know, but like precise shooting. You can kill any zombie that is like normal with a single headshot. So it saves you an incredible amount of ammo. It is really cool. It feels amazing when you explode a head when a single headshot. It saves you ammo, so it has nothing wrong with this weapon. The best weapon to defend yourself in hordes, it's the light machine gun. For example, the M60. This thing here will turn, just like in real life, will turn any zombie into butter. Okay? The only disadvantage it has, when you don't have skill points in this weapon, it takes 7,000 years to reload, and it consumes ammo like you wouldn't believe it. But when you are a high level, you load a lot faster, and you will have a lot of ammo, so it's not a worry anymore. But when you start, my recommendation, unlike most people I've seen playing, don't use it as a machine gun. Use it as a rifle, meaning like that. You know, aim and shoot one by one. If you do that, most likely you won't die. What do most people do when they have a light machine gun like this one? They will see a zombie, they won't aim, they will go crazy, and they wonder why they have spent 60 bullets and the zombie's not dead. Because they panic and they misuse this wonderful weapon. Okay? But this weapon, it will not pop out in the game, I would say at least, most likely at least at level like 50. From 50 up, I think it starts just appearing. Maybe even more so. It is quite common to be found, I would say in level 100 or something. Okay, so the first 100 levels, get used to work with weak weapons, okay? Unless you level up. Lucky Looter. Lucky Looter is one of the most favorite skills for most players because it allows you to find better loot. And if you maxed out this as soon as you can find extremely powerful weapons and extremely beautiful tools early in the game, okay? Not in the first days, but in the first weeks of the game. You can find pretty cool stuff that will keep you safe. It will be some time until you can build them yourself. Because like I said, this game is heavily focused on scavenging stuff, so you can assemble and create your own tools, clothing, food, materials, buildings, whatever, weapons. It is much more likely that you will be able to find it first before you can build it. Okay, but whatever you do, try to follow my advice. It will save you a lot, all right? There you go. What else we have? Oh, I was gonna say, it doesn't have to be the same kind of tool that you repeated. Whatever you find. I see people, for example, having all sort of tools in their inventory and like one weapon. This is pointless. This is not smart. What I usually do is that I put, for example, when I'm advanced, I put like an SMG here, a light machine gun here, a sniper here, and maybe like a shotgun here. So I have like 4 weapons all the times with me. Maybe even 3. 3 can work perfectly. But if you're not a high-level player, you know, like you're at the first 30 levels, you need at least 2 weapons. At least. I would put 3, 4, 5, whatever. Usually, when I'm starting, or at least when I'm, you know, I'm a few levels out there, I usually carry like an axe, a pickaxe, sometimes a shovel, some kind of like a wrench or something. Scavenging tools like wrenches and ratchets and impact drivers are essential in this game. You gather resources from items with that. The pickaxe is for like minerals. The wrench is like for resources like mechanical parts, electrical parts, plastics, leather, that kind of thing. Leather from tools. I mean, from items. If you want leather from animals, you need a knife. All right. There you go. So what do I do is like something like that. So a few tools, some building stuff, you know, here. If you're starting, a stone axe. And then the rest are weapons. Many people put the medic kits in their belt. So when they're getting attacked, they don't have to open the inventory to get healed. But they can just literally use it in their inventory. I don't do that pretty often. However, it is pretty smart. I would recommend, absolutely, do that. Put a medic kit or whatever healing thing in your belt, and it can save you a lot of times. In the first part of the belt, what I recommend is to put weapons, okay? So let's just type, for example, pipe here. And it will show you all the pipe weapons you can have. For example, the pipe baton, which is the melee pipe weapon, the pipe pistol, the shotgun, the rifle, and the submachine gun of the pipe category. This will allow you to survive almost certainly any scenario when you're just starting. Because what do most people do? They get one, you know, like single weapon. Let me just make some space here. And they get one weapon, and then they run out of bullets, and they are fucked. What you want to do, you run out of bullets. Look how much it takes to reload it. All that precious time can be easily used by a zombie to kill you. So, you shoot, you switch, you shoot, you switch, and you go like that. My recommendation, in my opinion, unless you are desperate and you don't find anything else, like if you don't find anything else, use anything to defend yourself. Anything. This is just like in real life. You have to find anything to defend yourself. Somebody wants to attack you in a bar, use anything you find. A chair, a glass, whatever. Don't go to jail. Not financial advice. And this game is the same. Anything. I would avoid pipe guns in general, but if you have to use them, use them. I would avoid shotguns, and especially this one. But I recommend, if you're good at aiming, the rifle and the pistol. In my opinion, the best use that you can put into a pipe weapon is the pistol. Let's see how fast we can kill this guy without any levels. Well, I'm not really aiming all the shots. Oh. Okay, I'm not. Oh, fuck! Oh, I'm gonna die. Well, this is how fast you can die, people. Well, this plan didn't work. I mean, I didn't plan it, just happened. This didn't work because I have no ammo in my weapons. Always keep your weapons loaded, okay? Always. We have a few zombies there. Let's see how good we can do if we reload all of our weapons. Now, while we load, some more advice. A lot of people use the pipe submachine gun until they have real guns. My personal advice, only use it when you think you're gonna die if you don't use it. Alright? Many people use it as a main weapon. Like, I don't know, they find one zombie that is not even close to you and they blast this thing. And they spend like 15, 30 bullets killing like 2 zombies that are not a real threat. When you're starting, ammo is not that common. It is extremely common later in the game, but when you start, it's not. So you want to make the best use of your ammo. The best way to do it, select the right tool, the right weapon I mean, and aim to the head. Okay? Now, if your aim is shitty, shoot him anywhere. So, why I avoid this weapon in most cases? Because like I said, ammo is scarce when you start. And this weapon has a very bad damage. Meaning it's extremely weak. But it uses the best ammo in the game, in my opinion, which is this 7.62 millimeter ammo. This can be used for the sniper, for the light machine gun, and you can kill zombies with a single shot. Not very likely you will kill anything with a single shot with this crap, okay? Because this weapon is pretty bad. So use it. If you think if you don't use it, you're gonna die, or if you're surrounded. But it's basically like a machine that wastes ammo. And it is the least efficient way to spend your rifle ammo. So try to avoid it unless you really, really have to use it. In my opinion, the rifle is much better. And the pistol. The pistol can save you a lot. And it uses the cheapest ammo in the game. So, no harm done. The shotgun is the one that probably I would avoid the most. Not because it wastes ammo, because it only has a single shell capacity. And it takes forever to reload. Making it more of a liability than anything else, okay? So, for example, let's see. I reload it. Okay, let's try to see. If we try to shoot him with the handgun, he's down, right? So, he hasn't died yet, you see? But I'm switching my weapons, so he doesn't have time to attack me before I have to reload. This is the way you survive in the first stages of the game. Carry a little arsenal for yourself, and once the battle is over, you reload all of them. It is much better to take a lot of time reloading all of your guns at once after the battle is done than just carrying one single weapon and reloading in battle. If you're weak, most likely you will have to reload your gun before the battle is over if you're carrying just one weapon. If you're carrying several, most likely you will kill the threat before you have to reload. Okay? The other kind of pipe weapon is the pipe baton, which is like one of those police batons, kind of like a tonfa kind of deal. If you increase your strength skill, it can be very good. It can be pretty effective. If you don't go to strength, it's not really good. I haven't invested any point yet, so let's see how efficient it is. Like I said, anything melee, only use, or at least most of the times, strong attacks. Right click, okay? And aim to the head. Look at that. That woman just died with 2 single hits because I hit it. I hit it in the head, all right? I hit her in the head, and she's one of the weakest zombies around. The level of zombies, they also increase in strength and abilities. In vanilla, you have normal zombies like those ones. Then you got like fat zombies that are stronger. Then you get armored zombies that they're wearing like some piece of armor, like most likely a helmet. The military zombies are wearing a helmet and bulletproof vest. It doesn't make them completely bulletproof, but just like a real vest, it will protect them a lot. Okay, a lot. Like if you use a pistol, it will take you a lot of gunshots to kill them if you hit them on the chest. So aim at the head if they're wearing armor. And if they're wearing a helmet, it is functional. It's not just aesthetic. Any zombie with a helmet, it will be harder to kill. All right. But it's still, even with the helmet on, it is still more convenient to hit him in the head than anywhere else. Now, something that is also kind of useful, a lot of new players use it, and players of all kind of backgrounds and experience too, actually. Shoot him in the legs. Because you have a high chance, especially with bugs and skills, that if you shoot him in the legs, you will break their legs, and they will start like crippling or even crawling, making their threats almost non-existent. Okay? So you shoot them in the legs, and best case scenario, they will break their leg completely, like the leg will literally fall off their body, and they will start crawling. And then you guys just step away and shoot it whenever you want. And then after shooting him in the legs, you shoot him in the head. Alright? When you have weak weapons, this is actually a very good strategy. You can do that, of course. It's recommended. There you go. Now, after you get the basic pipe weapons, you get, let's say, my favorite weapon, the rifle. So the rifle, the pipe rifle is the crappiest one. Alright. Then you get the hunting rifle. Then the lever action. Let me get rid of all that, just to be clear. And then the sniper rifle. Like I said, when you level up your weapons, it is extremely better. All weapons, okay? But because I don't have any skill invested yet, I just want to show you how they react to the environment. This is the pipe rifle. Takes forever to load. There. The hunting rifle. The hunting rifle is a lot stronger than the pipe one. Then you get the lever action. In my opinion, the lever action, it's pretty, but I don't use it. I don't like it. I think it's not a good weapon, in fact. Even though it's technically better than the hunting rifle, I think it's not worth to make if you don't have many resources. That's my opinion, okay? I would rather make another weapon or just save the parts to make until you can make the sniper. Like I said, the sniper, in my opinion, is the best. This is the lever action. There you go. And then you get the sniper. This, like I said, I believe to be the best weapon. It's very precise, it's very strong, the highest amount of damage per bullet, and it's just lovely. And it's extremely satisfying when you hit someone in the head and their head explodes with a single shot. It is really good. Now, something you have to understand about weapons too is that you can mod the weapons. Meaning, let's see the difference. The better the quality of the weapon, the better, the more amount of mods you can put, okay? So a level 6 weapon in vanilla will be able to hold 4 mods. Mods make a huge difference. A weapon that is not modded, will be basic, it will still kill, but not as efficiently as if you have mods. So mods are basically items that you put into tools and weapons to make them better. And trust me when I say it, a lot better. As a sniper, of course, most likely you will use a scope. You have 3 scopes and like a red dot thing in this game. Some weapons are great with red dots like the SMG. Some weapons are great with bigger scopes like the sniper. Lately, I've been using my sniper a lot without any scope just so I can fit other mods into it. And let me tell you this, it's been wonderful. I haven't missed a scope at all. So you have to select, because you cannot put all of the mods you want. You have to select the ones that you want the most. For example, you have scopes. Of course, everyone knows what they do. They just make everything looks closer. You can put several kind of like cannons, like muzzle brakes or cannon extenders or suppressors. My favorite is the suppressor, mostly because of the noise. They suppress the noise a lot, just like in real life, all right? I'm not gonna be completely silent. I've heard some people complaining that, like, hey, this is not like the movies. Well, because most weapons are not like in the movies. It's extremely hard to suppress something, like an assault rifle. They won't be like, no, they will still sound, just less, you know? Suppressors are mainly made to not hurt the ears of the person wearing them. It's basically their main function. It's not to make the weapon silent. A big weapon is impossible to completely silence. It's just to protect your ears. So you don't go deaf from shooting every day. So let's put a silencer. This is one of my favorite. The foregrip mod, it makes the weapon more stable when you shoot, meaning that the recoil is not as harsh. This one does the same. Some weapons can take both at the same time, some can't. This also stabilizes weapons when you aim. In my opinion, of these three, I have found that the foregrip, if you only want to use one of the stabilizers, is the best. You can put trigger group mod that makes your weapon go. It says that it goes full auto, but it truly just makes it shoot faster. It's really convenient if that's what you want. Most people's favorite is the rat remover. So here zombies, I was gonna say that earlier. You have, I went from normal zombies, then fat zombies, then armored zombies, and then you got ferals, that are basically zombies which their eyes glow. Those zombies basically are telling you that are stronger than normal zombies, and they can run all day long, not only at night, but at day too. That makes them very dangerous in the first stage of the game. Then you get green zombies up. And from green zombies up, you will see them because they're literally green. They're glowing and they look like radioactive and like menacing. Then you get blue zombies, and then you get orange zombies. Orange being the strongest ones. Of all the glowing zombies, they have this skill that besides running all the time and being a lot stronger, hitting stronger, and being able to withstand more damage, they regenerate. So if you shoot them and you stop shooting them, they can regenerate completely and never die, alright, if you don't terminate a job. So what you have to do is to kill them so they stop, recovering and healing themselves. And once they are dead for good. So, most people favorite mod is the rat remover because what it does, it's basically when you're hitting some zombie with this mod on your weapon, it eliminates that skill of those zombies so they do not regenerate anymore. Most people I've seen, they love that mod and they always put it in their guns. Personally, I always use it um, when I am out of mods. Yes, when I don't have more mods to put and I have space in my gun, I put it. But most of the times, in my opinion, is not by any means one of the best mods like some people want to believe. Because if you have a strong weapon, it is very useful in weak weapons, but if you have a strong weapon like a sniper or a SMG or a light machine gun, you will kill that zombie before he starts healing because they heal when they're not getting shot. But if you have a machine gun, you will spray them with bullets, and before they know it, they will die. So this becomes not very useful. Not useless completely, but not very useful. Because most zombies, when you have cool weapons, they will die in like a second or 2 seconds. They're just dead. So I would take that precious space with another mod. So we can get like 3 here. And a last mod that you can put, maybe like a magazine extender. Alright. So, you basically select the weapon, open it with W or just by clicking here, and you add the mods. You can drag them with the mouse, or you can press shift and just click on them, and they will move automatically where they can. And now it has a scope. Anytime you modify your weapon, the magazine will be empty. Remember that, so you don't get a nasty surprise when you have to attack all of a sudden. And now you have a scope. And the 4 and 8 times scope, you can zoom in and out. If you like to shoot people or zombies from afar, of course the sniper is the best weapon. It is extremely precise, it is extremely strong, it is fantastic, it is beautiful, whatever. In my opinion, I have found lately that the sniper with an 8 times scope, it is, I would say, the best use is when you are fighting against people. In PvP matches or just having fun with your friends and you want to get like a shootout, it is extremely useful against people. Alright? Against zombies, it can be pretty useful, but not really, because the zoom, it's too big. And most zombies, you're not gonna get him from this distance. You're gonna get it right here in front of you. And if you try to zoom in, most of the screen will be black, and if they move a little bit, they will be out of your zone, and you will get punched and killed. Maybe. So what I recommend, if you're close, most combat, not all combat, but most combat, most of the times, is indoors. This is completely useless indoors. So, what I do, I remove that. And I put another mod. For example, the auto mod that will make my rifle shoot faster. Alright? It won't be as noticeable because my points are not being invested in the rifle, but when they have been invested, it will shoot pretty fast, okay? It will still shoot fast. At least faster. And this indoors will be extremely more efficient than any scope that you could put into them. Now, you have to understand, look, I'm getting hungry here because like as in any survival game, you have to eat, you have to drink, you have to do stuff. So let me put something fancy for me. Gumbo stew. There you go. On in the tarnation. There you go. The blue bar is your stamina, the red bar your health, the green bar your food intake, your light blue bar your fluid intake, okay? If the green bar is empty, you start starving. which basically you start losing the red bar, and if you, of course, if it goes to 0, you die. Same with the light blue one. If it goes to 0, you start losing health and stamina. When you're out of stamina, you're dead. Like, you cannot do anything without stamina. Stamina is very, very important, right? If you're just using stamina and it's empty because you're running or moving a lot, you just have to rest and it will recover itself. But if you're hungry and thirsty, it will recover very slow. If you're starving, it won't recover until you eat or drink. So, be careful. Alright? So, something else that you may want to find useful, is that even though the mod is the same, it's not like, what do you call it? Like cite something there. Even though the mod is the same, let me put both of them. What do you call it? Cite. Some weapons will show it differently. For example, I believe the best use for the red dot is the SMG, because it makes the sight extremely easy to use and perfect. However, when you put it in the sniper, I think it doesn't look as good at all. It blocks a lot of you. In fact, I would say, with a lot of confidence, that is even better without it. So you could use that precious space for another mod. However, in the SMG, I would say that you have to put something, rather it be a red dot or a scope. Now, the SMG can only fit the small scope. The rifle can fit all scopes, but the SMG can only fit the small one. So you rather have a small scope. This one you cannot zoom in and out. It's just like that, but it's pretty useful. Or the red dot. What happens if you don't put any kind of sight? The SMG, since the last, I would say, 2 updates in this game, because this game gets updated a lot every year, completely for free for PC players. This is what they did. Look how they massacred my boy. So you barely see. It is absolutely disgusting behavior. So I would recommend to put on an aid, you know, like some sort of stuff. What do I do for the SMG? I would say that my favorite for the SMG are the suppressor, this, the drum magazine, which is even bigger than the magazine extender, but you cannot put that in the sniper. And what do you call it? Handle? It's not called handle. What do you call them? The foregrip. There. No, wait a minute. Oh, well, this is yellow. So let's use purple so I can put it all. There you go. So you just do that. And now what I do in SMGs, red dot, suppressor, foregrip, and drum. And with this, just like that. Now, look, this, beautiful. This can be used for medium range, and even I would say if you're good at aiming, long range. You see, one shot, perfect. And this one is like for close to mid-range. And that is how it looks. The funny thing is that when you put a suppressor in the rifle, it looks like a suppressor. But when you put on the SMG, it's literally like an energy drink that it's been like acting. It's been modified and it's acting like a suppressor for some reason. And this gear on your gun makes a huge difference, okay? What I want to show you now is the difference between a gun that has been upgraded and a one that hasn't. The best way to show you that in creative mode is what do you call that? Developer. So I'm gonna get some experience. As you can see here, I'm level 2. But if I read all of that, now I'm level 281. In vanilla, I believe right now max level is 300. In modded servers, I've seen going up to 1,000. There you go. So with those kill points, what I would do personally when I start, this is what I do. I go to agility, and I level up a lot of the first one. This is the basic skill of the tree. I put a lot there, and then I go to archery, and I level it up as much as I can. Then when I cannot do any more because my basic is not fully done, I go there back again, and then I fully level this up. And then my bow will be all ready to rumble, dude. There you go. So after that, I usually, between playthroughs, I play around with it and change the order or whatever, but usually what I do when I start is going full bow on the basic skill. And then, most likely, I will go to gunslinger, because by the time I have fully upgraded the basic agility and the bow, I have been finding handguns already in the map. So then I go to gunslinger. When you have found good weapons, and you have leveled up all of your agility and your hidden strike, because usually what I do too is that go to archery, and before gunslinger I go to hidden strike, which makes your stealth attacks way stronger. And when you're fully upgraded in hidden strikes and agility, usually archery becomes a lot less important. I would even say maybe to a certain degree obsolete. You can drink a potion in the game to restart your points and reorganize them. Very useful. So when you have enough points, is what I usually do. I drink it, so I take the points out of archery and I put them in somewhere else. It could be gunslinger or, I don't know, anything. Parkour. So after I go with this, I usually ditch the bow and I start using gunslinger with a silencer. So I use handguns and silencers, which can be a lot more effective than a bow when you're ready. Then usually I go to parkour. Look at this. This is how I jump. If I fully max out parkour... Look at the massive difference. It also makes me, when you're surrounding by a lot of people and a lot of zombies, you can jump all the time like a kangaroo and get onto rooftops very easily, and it will allow you to move around and be more agile and survive and kill everybody efficiently. Like some sort of jumping ninja. Alright? Usually after all of this, if you're still using bows, hard target is extremely good because it makes the bows, and I believe even gunslingers, even handguns, to make, no, it's not hard target, I'm sorry, agility master. It makes those weapons to cause bleeding on zombies, very effective. And the last one, it makes for bows to ignore enemy armor and to increase their damage. So if you're still using bows, going for agility mastery is a must. It makes the weapon insanely better. If you're not using bows anymore, you can go for anything else that you want. My personal take, it will go depending on what weapon you want to use. A very good choice after that, to me, is to go with strength. More than for the weapons and the melee and the shotguns, is to allow yourself to carry more weight. Remember, if you want to fully upgrade the sub skills, you have to go to the basic and go up. And then now you will never get encumbered. There's a book that you read and you will not be encumbered at all at night. It is one of the best books out there. Um, but if you never want to be encumbered in vanilla, you can go fully strength and then pack mule, and you will never be encumbered again in vanilla. In modded servers, backpacks are huge, so you will always be a little encumbered if it's full. But in vanilla, no. So one of the main reasons why I like to go to strain after is because at that point in the game, you most likely need to mine a lot to get resources. And mining with Miner 69er and Motherload is extremely more effective when they're maxed out. So you get a lot of resources and a lot faster. Okay? If you're scavenging stuff, junk miner too. Shotguns are cool, but they're not at all my main weapon, not even my side secondary weapon, so I would skip it until I have everything else like maxed out, everything important. Most likely after, I could go rather with Fortitude for machine guns or making healing more efficient. But most likely, because the sniper is my favorite weapon, I would go with Perception. But this can vary. This can vary a lot because it depends also how early or late you're in the game, how early or advanced you're in the game, and what kind of weapons you're finding. If you're playing and you're early in the game, and let's say you find a machine gun, go with that tree. All right, no matter what other tree you want to normally do. If you found a machine gun early, which is possible, go with that because it will allow you to level up a lot faster because you level out a lot by killing zombies. The most efficient way to level up is to kill zombies as long as you are constantly surrounded by them, like non-stop. Okay, if there's non-stop zombies coming at you like in a horde night, that's the fastest way to survive. However, most of the times that won't happen. There'll be plenty of times when you're not fighting anybody. In those times, the most efficient way to level up is by building and leveling up structures. So we got wood, we got stone, we got clay. Let's say cobblestone. You get cobblestone by mixing clay and stone. Then you got concrete that you make by mixing sand, stone, and rock in a mixer. And then you get steel. That you basically make in a forge, having a crucible, and iron and clay. All right. There's a lot of technical and vocabulary on this game that you are going to learn if you start loving this game, and it will take a while. Be patient, because like I said, this game is worth it. It is a fantastic masterpiece. So what do? Frame. Boom, 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 boom. You put it here. Let's put the most efficient tool to build is the nail gun. So I usually do that. Alright, so let's say you want to make an entrance, right? So you want to put a door. And then I'm just going to show you how to level up. Alright. Okay, so you want to make a block. Like I said, you can shape this whatever you like. The amount of shapes here are not endless, but I would say practically endless. Okay, you can shape it as anything as you possibly may want. The most basic form, of course, is the cube. So when you put something, most people just build in cubes. But if you want to get creative. Dude, you can get creative here like you wouldn't believe it. I mean, I'm telling you. It's amazing. It's truly a game for creative people. Because you can make any structures with any shape or form. And then you can paint them and decorate. And when you decorate them, they look fantastic. They look absolutely amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna build a little simple door. You go the basic structure that looks like timber or something. Then you go with wood. Then you go cobblestone, and then you go concrete, and then you go steel. That in vanilla is the way to build. Most structures, especially early in game, you won't see neither concrete or steel, especially not steel. Most case scenarios, you're not gonna put anything on steel. At least you're at least I would say level 100 or even 150. You won't see steel on your buildings. Maybe after level 200 you will start putting steel on your bases, depending on what you're focusing on. But at least I don't do it in much later in the game. So this is how you build and how you level up. Now, of course, the first tool to level up is the stone axe, then the hammer, and then the nail gun. All right. So you go like that. And then you put a door. To be able to level up doors, you need to build the door that you want to do next. So you put a door, boom. You can lock them. And if you want friends to come by, you have to put a password, okay? For example, you can say, Chun-Li. Oh, God, there you bear it. And then if you want to enter, and if you're not a friend, you won't be able to enter. Unless you're playing PvP and you can break in. If you're playing PvE, it's locked, all right? You cannot break things from other people. And if you're just playing alone and you want to play with friends, well, you give them the code, whatever. Now, if you're playing with friends, there's no need to put any code because you gotta trust your friends. Otherwise, they're not your friends. Anyways, boom. Is that a pig? I hear the noise. It's gonna be a zombie. All right. So you make other doors. Then you build a wooden door. These are really weak. Let me see. Now, when you build, you can build something called claim block. This is done for two reasons. Claim blocks, you see that green area? That is the area each claim block covers. You can put it anywhere. What does it do? Two things. It eliminates the chance, it eliminates the ability of the map to regenerate. Let's say, for example, I take something out of this car. You can loot the car and you can also scrap it for parts. And if you loot it, you will find stuff inside. All right. And now it's empty because you looted it. After a few days, the map will reset all the POIs, right? Point of interest like this. And this truck, after a few days, will be back with more things. Even if you fully scrap it, you can manipulate that if you're an admin, but it will be back if you do a mission in the area. Everything will be reset back. If you put a claim block, it eliminates that feature of that area that is within the green. Why does it do it? So if you want to build a base and you put a chest, like a storage chest there. You put it, you open it, and you want to keep your stuff there. If you don't put a claim block, when the area of the map is reset, you will lose everything because everything will be reset. So you put that so the area within the claim is not reset, and you will never lose anything. The other reason is because when a claim block is active, when you're playing on PvP servers, anybody that is not your ally will not be able to break in. You see? Let's say, for example, I want to break in your house. If you only have a wooden door, I can break in a few swings. Alright? Boom. I'm in. If you're playing as an enemy, Or at least, you know, like a non-friendly or non-ally guy. Look, my stamina's on the floor because I haven't invested in stamina. I'm gonna invest all my points later. If you put that, when you hit something, if the server is fully PvE, it won't hurt the building at all. If it's partially PvE or PvP, it will still hurt it, but mildly. Very, very little. So it will take a lot of time for the raider to come in. A lot of time. And the stronger the structure, the more time it will get, right? Some servers banned raiding. Even PvP servers. I find that to be stupid. I mean, to me, the most fun of playing on PvP servers is getting into people's houses. You know, you can steal stuff from them, or you can put explosive and make a whole mess of it, especially if they try to, you know, raid you or make fun of you because they're in a group and they think they're gonna bully you. Then you go to their house, put explosives, and you explode everything from them, and they regret ever meeting you. Cool. But if you don't want to go too extreme, to avoid those kind of situations, many servers, even PvP, they make that the block makes things inside of that block indestructible. I think it makes a lot of sense in PvE servers. So you eliminate the chance from some bully asshole to destroy your house or for you to destroy anyone's house because the server is PvE. That's perfectly fine. But a PvP, dude, it should be like anything goes. Anyways, I used to play PvP many years ago. It was insanely fun, but at the same time, extremely stressful because when you are in a shootout, when you die here, you drop everything. And if they get your back, they can clean you. Like, they can clean you out. They leave you clean, not even with clothing. They just leave you and you want to die. It's very satisfactory. Wait, what do you say? It is very pleasant. That when you do it, you kill someone and you can get their stuff. But when it happens to you, it's awful. I've been both sides. And even though whenever I used to play PvP with people, I remember talking about it, and we all felt like a genuine adrenaline rush in a shootout because it can take you weeks to get stuff, like cool stuff. Weeks. And if you're carrying it with you and you die, you lose it in seconds. So you really get an adrenaline rush when you're in a shootout in an anything goes PvP server. So it can be very extremely fun and even adrenalinic, if that's even a word. Or it can make you have panic attacks. So because after a few years of playing this game, I learned on PvP servers. It was pretty intense. After that, I didn't have a very, very good computer. What was that sound? And the graphics of this game keeps improving more and more every year. So I was getting a lot of lag. And I decided to try PvE servers. And then I discovered the wonderful, fantastic designing and building that you can do. And I fell in love with it. I haven't been in PvP servers in years because now I focus on just having fun with my friends. And building beautiful, amazing stuff. The buildings I have seen, the buildings that you can create and witness in this game, I'm telling you, if you're a creative person, you will absolutely love this game. It is like a Minecraft with guns and zombies and much, much better graphic. So if you're a builder and a designer and you're creative, this game is for you. I've seen even some people that they don't use like zombies. Like they take them out of the map in the settings and they just build. To me, that would be very boring. Like I love building, but I love shooting too. But some people do it. You know, it's like The Sims. You can make your own houses, designing them and to your own taste, and it can be wonderful. So you put a wooden block. You made more woods. Than the iron door. Oh, it's gotta be in the... Wait, what? White iron door? What the hell is that? Oh, I think it's not the right door. Okay, let me. Racist doors? Iron door. Which one is it? This is the one. Okay. Boom. It looks like that. When you're playing on PvE, I would say this is the best door because it's not nearly as strong as the steel, but it opens and closes pretty fast. Then you upgrade to steel. It's a lot stronger, but it takes some time to open and close. And if you're in a hurry, you want to like go up near and well, it can become kind of like an issue. That's it. That's how you build. Now, of course, this is the most very basic building I did just to show you how to do it. But like I said, you can put any shape and form you want. And once the building is done, you can decorate it with mods. You can decorate it. You can decorate it with anything. And in vanilla, well, you can decorate it with some things, you know, some fancy decoration, and you can also paint it however you want. Painting is fantastic because it makes everything look really cool. Now it's kind of dark, so I'm gonna get flashlight there. Headlight, I think is. What is the name of the I'm looking for something weird looking.
Where is it?
I have no idea where it is. I'm looking for there you go. Helmet light mod. So, for example, my favorite armor is the assassin armor, okay? So what I do basically, there, boom, boom, boom. I'm looking for the level 6. There. This is how shitty I look. Here I look fit, but I'm completely unprotected. Totally unprotected. What you want to do is to just, you know, get the real stuff going on. Boom. This is my favorite armor. Every armor has some benefits. Individual and as a bonification, like an extra bonification when you have the complete set. Because you have different pieces that you can mix or you can have a set. This is the assassin set. And when you have the full set on, with the assassin, you know, say perk, you get bonifications in stealth attacks. And you are more efficiently ninja your way in. Now, I wanted to show you, you can also put mods on your armor, just like you can on your tools and weapons. What I usually do is a flashlight on the helmet. The agility crab, the armor crab, and the experience crab. This is usually what I do for my helmet when it's fully, you know, level up. Oh, it's 5. Look at this. They must have upgraded that in the latest version. So I can fit one more. That's pretty nice. This one is one of people's favorite that you can clean any kind of water without getting sick. Because if you drink dirty water, you can get diarrhea and get affected by your stamina and performance. But when you are, I would say, over level, let's say 30 or something, maybe even 50, I would say 30. It's pretty easy to make clean water, so it's not really necessary. Oh, a cigar, that's a must. A cigar gives you an extra point in strength, but most importantly, it makes all trades for traders better. You sell more expensive and you buy cheaper. So it's a total must to have a cigar. So you're better at business when you use it. Now, I put the flashlight on so you can see the thing better. And you put it on and off with F. So, the paintings. There are a lot of things. It's not only paint, it's more like skins, right? Because you can like put bricks, you can play cube, square by square, or in cubes, like painting the complete cube, or um, the whole thing. All right. So you see, as more than just a painting job, as a whole skin job. That sounds weird, but it is. And you can paint it as whatever you like. Boom. When I build the forest, camo is my favorite. It just looks fucking amazing. What I love too is this one, like the large stones. I think it looks beautiful. I think actually this is my favorite, and then the camo. And you can, like I said, decorate as whatever you like. You know, it doesn't matter. There's some wallpaper here that is absolutely hideous. Mainly because it's like really dirty and like moldy. But you go crazy and do whatever you want, you know. And when you paint a whole building, you know, it truly, truly makes a difference. It truly does. It's so wonderful. You see, there's plenty of different paints you can do, and it just looks right. Absolutely amazing, right? There are some ones that I really like. There's also kind of fancy. This one I really like. Where is it? I don't see it. There. Really sweet. That looks sweet, dude. Look at this. Something I really like also is like the black one that is like that, but a black metal top. How do you say that? 2P? 2P? Pale case. This is like shiny. Is it? No, there's one that's more shiny. The black screen TV. I don't know why you can paint the whole thing as a screen TV, dude. It looks nice. Black granite. I really like that one too. There's like a green one, gray marble. I would say it's more green than gray, but whatever. And you just go crazy. You can do anything you want. And, you know, it'll just decorate as whatever you want it to look like. Absolutely fantastic. There you go. And to make paint, you have to mix in a chemistry station, you know, like some plants and I don't remember what else. Water, I think. Yeah, water and plants. Now, because of the plants, you can farm, you know, you get like a farming plot. You can even shape it differently if you want. Oh, this is not the one. I like this shape. Oh, it's a POI, that's why. This is my favorite shape for plots. And when you do those plots, my advice, never get rid of rotten meat. You will find rotten meat everywhere on the map in a wide variety of sources. Most people I know, they get rid of it. Because it's literally called rotten meat, so they think it's trash, but it's not. Because you can make some foods that are really good. Weird, but it's true. But mostly because you can make farm plots with them. And farm plots are used to make plants. So yeah, there's like 13 different seeds you can plant, not counting what do you call it? Trees. Because you can cut trees down and then regrow them by planting them anywhere. But food plants, you cannot plant them anywhere. You need seeds. And you just put the seed and they look pretty small. But over time, you don't have to water them. They grow by themselves. They grow. The super corn seed, right? It's corn. I can tell you all about it. It's got the juice. It's got the juice. Yum, 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 yum. Disgusting behavior. Anyways, it looks like a seed, then it looks like growing a little bigger, and then like fully grown, that is like ready to harvest. And when it's ready to harvest, you just harvest it. The most efficient way to harvest in vanilla is with a knife. You just cut it when it's done, and you will get something like this. Like a literal corn that for some reason looks like a package here. But when this is done, you can do recipes with any seed that you collect. You can get food and whatnot. And it's really, really useful. Now, my advice, don't start farming until you have this living off the land maxed out. Because if it's not maxed out, dehydrated, let's drink something.
Glick, 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 glick.
When it's not maxed out, it is not sustainable. For some reason, when you gather the plants, if it's not maxed out, sometimes you lose what you've put, which makes absolute no sense. But in this game, for some reason, it's like that. And it has been for the last few years. It wasn't always like that, but now it is. So the only way to make it sustainable and actually profitable is to max out farming skill, and then you will increase the amount of seed and crops that you get. All right? Now, food, several sources. Plant-based, like some weird vegan man business, or real food like meat. And that you get, of course, from rather traders. It can be canned or in loot anywhere randomly found, or through animals. You hand down animals here to eat. Rabbits, chickens, deer, bear, wolf, coyotes, and pumas. I think those are the edible ones. You also have zombie dogs, zombie vultures, and zombie bears, but those are not edible. You can still... Oh, and like gigantic radioactive dogs that look nothing like a dog. They look like some kind of vegan who hasn't eaten meat in a long time. No, actually they don't. They look like some kind of weird radioactive thing. They look strong. Vegans are not strong. Anyways. What am I saying? Yes, the food. Now, something great about the food is that you kill it, and with a knife, you hunt it down, like you scavenge the resources, and zombie animals will give you, most likely, a little bit of nitrate, an insignificant amount. It's pointless. Get nitrate from mines, but they will still give you a little bit. A significant amount of rotten meat. It's the best source of rotten meat, to hunt down zombie animals. Or corpses that are laying around randomly. Especially the ones that are in a bag in buildings. Those give you a fair amount of rotten meat. They give you bone. And some of the animals leather. So you always hunt them down and you gather the resources from them. There's also skills to make that process more effective. Okay? I think it's not here. It's somewhere in... where is it? The Huntsman. It makes gather of natural resources from animals and corpses way more efficient. It gives you more materials and faster. From edible sources, you get raw meat, fat, leather. If it's a bird, feathers, and bone. A lot of people also throw out bone because they throw away bone because they believe, hey, it's only a bone. What am I going to do with it? And then they throw it away. Big mistake. If you're starting, save every bone and rotten meat you can, because the rotten meat will be used later for farm plots, and the bone will be used mainly for glue. Glue is one of those tricky things, and it looks like this. What do we... Glue. Uh, it looks like that. And they're like kind of everywhere. They're really easy to find, and you can craft them. So, because they look insignificant, most people get rid of them or they just throw it away. They're out of space. No, glue is one of the most valuable items that are cheap to manufacture and are quite common. But of those items, they're very, very valuable. Why? Because they allow you to make tape. You basically mixed cloth uh, that you can find anywhere with glue that you can find anywhere, and you mix them and make tape. And this little baby right here is one of the most used items in the game. Almost anything that is worth anything needs tape to be made. And so always save and gather as much as you can glue and cloth. Now, why the bone? Because you make glue by mixing bone and water. So you get dirty water, then you boil it. You have to clean it, right? And then you mix it with bone, and you boil the bone with the water until it's melted, and then that amalgamation of business, it becomes glue, and you mix it with cloth, and you make tape. And you may think, oh, tape is everywhere, glue is everywhere, cloth is everywhere, bone is everywhere. And it's tricky because it's true. However, tape is used so much that most likely until you're like level, I don't know, like 200 or maybe 150, you will always run out of it. Always you run out of tape. They're used for everything. And that's why this game is so addictive, because besides being insanely fun, every aspect of the skill trees and the crafting items system, it is geniusly made so you get enough for some tools, but not all of the tool you want. So you just always keep playing and playing so you can make the next resource to make the next gun you want and the next item you want, and you never stop. And then you've been playing and you said, okay, I'm gonna stream now, or I'm gonna play by my own or with my friends for, let's say, like 3 hours. And then you look at the clock, man. You look at the clock and it's been like 13 hours, and you. This game is so addictive, like you wouldn't believe it. In the best way possible, meaning that it's extremely fun. I have never in my life, in my 9 years playing this game, I started playing this game over 9 years ago. The exact date, I remember it like if it was yesterday. Thank you, Anya, for showing me this game, dude. Anya Dragunov showed me this game over 9 years ago, and I bought it on a Halloween sale for $5. October the 31st for Halloween at night, 2016. My God, it's been a long time. And I've been playing it for over 9 years, and I promise I have never had a boring moment in this game. Now, being realistic, I have played with a lot of people who have tried the game and didn't like it. Most likely, I mean, they've told me themselves, the learning curve is too big. They get frustrated that of dying so much. They don't get it. Or they just plain it found it boring. And that it's not a game for everybody, all right? It's a survival game. I think the people who enjoy this game the most is people like me who love to build and design shapes and buildings and love shooting and love zombies and survival aspect, you know? So basically, if you like games like Minecraft and you like guns and shooting and you love designing structures and building them up, you will love this game most likely. You will absolutely love it. This game, when you play alone, can be pretty serious, and you can take it. Some people have even, especially women. Some women I've played with, they can even get scared at the game when you're surrounded by zombies and dogs. It can. They tell me that it can be very scary for them. I've never been scared of this game, but it is extremely fun. And especially it's fun when you have a woman around you, like yelling her lungs out because she's terrified, and then you all get built up together and you get good weapons, and then she's like, "Oh, die!" Rah, rah, rah. It gets pretty entertaining. When you play alone, it's more serious. I would say you get focused on survival and just not dying and make everything possible not to die and survive and make the best out of it. Designing huge, beautiful buildings all the time. And when you play with friends, it's like a different experience. It's just goofy. You goof around, you make fun of everyone just doing random stuff. Oh, look at that. It's weird. Doing random stuff. You make fun of people dying, or like I said, when you level up enough, the personalities of people are basically be shown up in the skills they have selected. So you got the medic, the jumper, the sniper, the melee guy, the bowman, and they all contribute. The builder, the cook, and it's amazing when you have a nice group of people, good friends, cool people, or just random strangers that are cool. I've met plenty playing this game. It is a wholesome experience, and it's truly fantastic. Um, it is one, I would say, one of the most, if not maybe even, probably the most welcoming community I've ever played in any game. Not on PvP, of course, but in PvE servers, the community is usually very welcoming, and they all want to help you. You have a fantastic time. And this game, I know many people won't agree with me in this, but in my opinion, Project Zomboid, I know I said I don't like to compare those games, but it gets compared a lot with this game for some reason. And for the sake of the example, I'll do it to myself here. In my opinion, to my personal perspective, Project Zomboid is an extremely fun game for me when I play with friends, because of how goofy it can be when you play with friends. But usually when I play it alone, I get bored easily. I get bored pretty quick. Because it gets serious and I have to survive, and I don't find it that entertaining for me. But in this game, I find it extremely entertaining playing alone or with people. And it feels different. It's like a different game. Being fully goofy or fully focused, to build something nice and serious. Or something extremely stupid and senseless with friends. But this game is absolutely fantastic, okay? So, this was not scripted at all. I just, I had a lot of free time today. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make a video about basic stuff about this game. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stuff I didn't mention because this game, like I said, is huge. And because every year they keep putting and adding more and more stuff, you never stop learning. And it's always fresh. I have met some people who, even the ones who love this game when they started playing it, that they don't play it anymore. Some of them because they just, they grew up. They started getting a, let's say, busier life. Many of the people I play with, they got married, they got kids, they got, promoted, whatever. So they don't have much time anymore, and they stop playing. Or others, they got bored by the fact that this game keeps changing every year, and they have to really learn stuff, redo stuff, and they just got tired of the game, because that's what happens with most games. You get a game that is pretty cool and everyone enjoys it, but after a few years, you want to try new stuff and you play something else. Completely understandable. If this is not the kind of game that you want, completely understandable. But to me, and I say this with all confidence and pride, and anybody who knows me, they know how obsessed I am with this game. I never shut up about it ever. One of the best games ever made. Get it? To me, like I said, survival-wise, the best game ever made. Video games-wise in general, definitely one of the best games ever made. I would even put it top 3. Absolutely. Top 2, I would say personally. The only game I think I have loved more than this one is StarCraft Brood War. You know, the first StarCraft with the expansion set on it. I think StarCraft 1 lives in my heart forever. It is my favorite games of all times. But I never talk about it much because I don't play it much anymore. But that game, it's just too special for me. I think it will be number 1 forever. But most people who know me, they think that this is my favorite game because I play it all the time and I never shut up about it. At this point, mostly it's just to joke around, you know? It's like a running joke. That, oh, okay, here comes the fucking crazy asshole, never shutting up about this game. And I like to annoy people that way because, you know, it's pretty funny to me. But jokes aside, this game is fantastic. I believe, I mean, I know for myself, and I believe in general that it is a masterpiece. It truly is. This game, I would say, it is probably one of the most underrated games ever made. It's truly a hidden gem. Now, the bad news, which I believe is the worst part of the game, in my opinion, the only bad part of the game, the price. Like, if you have been this far, hopefully you have, thank you very much if you have. Feel free to give a like, right? Or subscribe, right? By the way, I stream mostly on Twitch, but I do want to stream on YouTube too. Now this is like a video. I don't think I'm gonna edit it. I'm just gonna make it raw and whatever. Full pleasure. Anyways, when I don't even remember what I was saying. God, I got so fucking distracted. ADHD and stuff like that. My God, I totally forgot what I was saying. I was focused. Now I'm thinking about pizza. Oh my God, I lost the track. Anyways, I didn't script anything. I think I'm gonna just put it on YouTube as is. And like I said, feel free to follow me on Twitch, cat_Marco, and Twitch on YouTube if you want. Feel free to subscribe or give a like, whatever. What else I was gonna say? I don't even remember. But well, I didn't script this. I just started talking randomly, yapping like I usually do. So if this video gets a few likes or a few views, most likely I can do more videos like this. And I said I also wanna, you know, I also stream on Twitch regularly. Well, maybe not regularly anymore, but I do wanna go back to stream regularly. But I wanna try YouTube. I really like YouTube, and I haven't found much on Twitch, you know, that I think it's worth to spend so much time on it. To stay on Twitch. So I want to make the switch to YouTube and try my luck here. Anyways, basically, oh, I remembered. Okay, great. The bad thing about the game is the fact that, like you heard before, if you've, that's how I came here. If you heard before, you know, I got this game over 9 years ago for $5, man. The best investment I've ever done in my life. I have met amazing people. I've made some good friends. I have had most fun than almost anything else I've ever done in my life. Truly, here. All for $5. Generally the best investment I ever made. However, this game now, I believe, is around $48. I know. In my personal opinion, even, you know, coming from someone like myself that adores this game, I am obsessed with this game. To me, I have over 6,000 hours in this game. To me personally, it's worth it. Absolutely. If I had, you know, like one of those switch balls that you could see the future, and I would have known how much how much happiness I would get from this game, I would happily pay $50 for this game. Happily. Like 6,000 hours divided $50 is like, dude, no question about it, no brainer. I would get it anyways. But I think it's excessive. Me saying it, one of the most obsessed people in the world from this game, in the world. I think 48, almost 50. I don't know, it's 47, $48 normal price, you know, without any sale. Dollars for a game that, to me, it's absolutely wonderful and fantastic. It's worth it, but it's from an independent company that almost nobody knows. Like, only the people who play this game know about the Fun Pimps. And I am nothing but grateful about the Fun Pimps for the wonderful work they've done with this fantastic masterpiece of a game. But I truly think that putting a price tag of $48, that sounds like 50, you know? Whenever I find or try to convince someone to play this game, they see 48 and they say 50. $50? You crazy? I'm not going to play that. I understand. If I was a new player, I would have never bought this game, ever. I would have never known about this game if it was $50 when I had discovered it. I only got it because it was $5 at the time, you know, for the Halloween sale on Steam, when I got it. Normal price for 10 years, dude. 10 years, the normal price was $17. And when it was on sale, like 5 times a year, it was $5 for 10 years. And when they released the official game, you know, it stopped being alpha. It was alpha for like 10 years. And they released the official version. I just realized that it would be a lot more entertaining if I was just like moving at the same time I'm talking and shooting. But, well, it's done. Maybe next video. I should level up, dude, because my stamina is on the floor. You know, I would have never, ever found this game if that was the price before. So, I understand, you know, they want to recover the investment. Most likely they have, because they have been developing for over a decade. So, I'm pretty sure they are making some money with this game. I understand they want to make money. Of course, everybody does. But this, dude, from one day to the next, they increased the price from $17 to $47. That's a $30 increase for a video game that from one day to the next looked almost exactly the same. The biggest difference, that is, it wasn't that noticeable from, you know, the latest stages of alpha until the 1.0 official version. It wasn't noticeable. Like, they added a few things from the latest alpha to the stable version, but they increased the price $30. It made no sense. Why? I hate that it happened, because when it was $17 and on sale $5, I can be, not all the time, but I can be pretty persuasive. And it was really easy for me to convince people to get it. And I've been playing with an endless amount of people over the decade I've been playing this game. Some of them have become really good friends of mine. But now that it's $47, it is almost impossible to convince anybody. Because, of course, who would pay $47 for a game that they've never heard of, from a company they've never heard of? A game that it has a high chance that you don't even like it. It's not a wise decision to me, what I think, that the Fun Pimps increased the price so much. If they had maintained the price, or dude, like a little increase, you know, like from 17 to 20 or to $25, dude. Even $29 if you're stretching it. I would think they would have made a lot more money, because they would have sold a lot more copies, so many more copies as a finished game, that it's still, by the way, getting increased and maybe improved every year, all the time. It would be so much simpler and easier to convince more and more people to get it. I think it was not a smart decision to increase the price so much because they just scared too many people for that price. Too many people are scared. I mean, not scared really, like not interested in buying something, trying something that they don't even know how it's gonna be for them for $50. It's really, I would say, smart not to buy it for that price. Like I said, personally, it is absolutely worth it because I already know that it's my kind of game and it's one of my favorite games. But for a new player, it's a huge stay away sign. I'm too expensive for something you've never heard of. Not smart. That's my opinion. I would say that's my humble opinion, but there's nothing humble about me. But yeah. That's the biggest downfall. I mean, downfall? Let's say crap about this game. The price makes it extremely hard to convince anyone to get it. You know, one of my, I wouldn't say regret, but I think I still feel a little what do you call it, like guilty that Freckle got this game because she just got it at the time when it wasn't. It was just at the time when they increased the price, and it wasn't on sale. So she got it for like $47 or something, 48, 44 or something, and she didn't like it. And I was like, dude, how could you not like it? I understand it's not a game for everybody, but I think almost everyone I've ever convinced, I think even everyone that I've convinced of getting this game, they got it for a sale. I did tell her though. I mean, I do tell everyone that, you know, wait for a sale. But I think she just wants me played, and maybe she wanted to play with me. Hopefully, most likely. And she just bought it, and then she didn't like it. She played with me, I think, like 2 or 3 times. Never again. She said she tried a few more times, and that she said it was a good game. But she didn't like the fact that she couldn't sync her advancement in the computer with the Steam Deck. You know, you could do that in servers, you know, because the saving is stored in a cloud on the server, you know. But if you're playing privately on your own computer, the save is in the computer. And she didn't like the fact that sometimes she plays on the computer, sometimes she plays on the deck. So, like, she felt like she's losing progress. And she said that it was the main reason why she didn't like it. I think it has to do with the fact that maybe she just didn't like the game itself much or enough to, you know, bypass that or try to find a server. I don't know. But what is also true that most people I have shown this game to, they have loved it. I would say nobody, or maybe almost nobody, loves it as much as I do. Probably, I think the only person I know of that loves this game more than I do, or at least I think because of the amount of hours they have, I think is Van. But every other one is like they like it or they even love it. They don't play it as much as I do because, dude, like I really think this game is truly a masterpiece that has to be tasted and tried by every single person. And, you know, if it was $5 like before on sale, it could be like, okay, I didn't like it, fine, whatever. But $47, it eliminates that aspect of, you know what, I'm going to try this game to see what happens. Nobody will do that, well, almost nobody. They just, they ruined that chance of getting an extreme amount of clients. If you buy it from Steam. Right. By the way, this game is also now, ever since it became stable, multi-platform. You can play this game with people from with PC and PS5 together. That's possible now. However, I do have good news. If you get this game from sites, web pages like CD Keys, you can get it for the original price that it was without the sale, but like the original price that it was looking for 10 years of $17. Korn got it for $17, and he got a copy to Dixie as well. And I have no idea if Dixie tried it. I know Korn tried it and loved it. He said, okay, now I see why you're so obsessed with this game. This is actually great. But Korn is just like me. He plays a huge amount of games, and most of the times when he streams, especially, he just plays Project Zomboid. I think like 90 or 95% of his streams are Project Zomboid. And from here and there, sometimes some other random game. Now I think he's playing a lot of Arc Raiders. I would love to try that game. It's way too expensive for me. Which is basically what anybody says about this game. But you can get it for $17 on CD Keys. And probably more pages, not Steam directly, but I would say absolutely confidently this game is absolutely... Oh, Bloody Online. Nice. You can absolutely do an investment of $17 for one of the best games ever made. Do it. My advice, if you never try this game, like I said, if you like designing and building and guns and zombies, get this game. Another cool aspect that I haven't mentioned yet, and I think I'm going to finish with this one now, is vehicles. In this game, you can have, in the order of, let's say, speed and performance, bicycles, mini bikes. Where's the motorcycle? Where is it? Oh, motorcycles, pickup trucks, and gyrocopters. So let me put myself some gas. And this is how they look. The bicycle, of course, you just ride it. You don't need any kind of fuel. You just pedal along and have some fun like you wouldn't believe it. And you get mini bikes. I think the mini bike is the coolest looking vehicle in this game. I love how it looks. It looks so fun, dude. I love it. I would actually love to have this vehicle in real life because of this game, It's so apocalyptic and nice. I remember I used to play with a guy, a very friendly guy, from Belarus. He also became like extremely busy now. He's working all day, but when he was like more free and we used to play, and I showed his bike to him for the first time, he said, dude, like, this is so cool and nice. And he said, dude, those are everywhere here in Belarus. It's such an Eastern European vehicle. They're really common. I was like, what, dude? I want one. They're really nice. Then you got the motorbike. I'm not a fan of how they look. Some people love how they look. I just like them because they're a lot faster. And, like the trunk, let's say, the storage, it's bigger. And you can, go get faster to places. Oh, I should show you the trailer. Then you got the truck. The truck is beautiful because you can fit 4 people. The bicycle is 1 person. Mini bike and motorcycle is 2 people if you have the mod. it. You know, like the extra seat mod. This is 4 people, even without a mod. 2 in the back, 2 in the front. Shotgun shot, shave my body. And it's really good because if you put the mod of the thing in the front, you can go through trees, you can knock them down, you can knock down zombies, you can knock down rocks, and you just go, and it's pretty funny and nice. And the main reason why this is one of the best vehicles is because when you're playing with friends, you can carry 4 people on it. And then you got the gyrocopter. This is by far the best vehicle. It is the fastest of them all, and it's the only vehicle in the game in vanilla, because you can mod this game to add endless amount of guns, whatever, zombies, and vehicles. There's some really sweet out there. But in vanilla, it's the only vehicle where you can fly. Which is like a little plane copter or something. You know, like a gyrocopter, like the gyro, Captain Gyro from Mad Max. I have no idea. I've never known. I should research, investigate. If the gyrocopter is called like that because of Captain Gyro. I don't know if it's Captain Gyro or Gyro. I think it's Captain Gyro. I don't remember, but I think it's Captain Gyro. From Mad Max. I have no idea if the gyrocopter is called like that because of Captain Gyro from Mad Max, or if Captain Gyro is called like that because this vehicle is actually called a gyrocopter or gyrocopter. But just like in Mad Max, it looks like a helicopter, like a homemade helicopter. There's like Blood said the other day, it's not truly a helicopter because it cannot go vertically up and down. You have to take off and land. Especially take off. Not so much land, a little bit, but especially take off like a plane. You know, you need some space to land. You know, but especially to take off. You know? And it looks exactly like the one in Mad Max. The one that Captain Gyro drives. And I've always wondered, is the vehicle called gyrocopter because of Captain Gyro from Mad Max, or the other way around? Now, you can also mod vehicles, you know? My favorite is the supercharge, which makes vehicles go faster. And some of them can be put in every vehicle, some of them cannot. So for the gyro or gyro, I don't even know gyro how do you call it? I just call it gyrocopter. The best ones, supercharged, it goes faster. Fuel saver, of course, it makes save fuel. Fuel reserve tank, it makes the vehicle to be able to store more fuel on it. And the armor. These 4 are the best for the gyrocopter. You basically put them like that, and it's gonna look like that now. It's gonna be stronger. It's gonna be able to use less fuel and to store more fuel, and it's gonna be faster now. And this is by far the best vehicle in the game. Is not like specifically, let's say, faster than the truck, or maybe even the motorcycle. I would say the speed is pretty close, maybe a little tiny faster. But of course, the most noticeably feature where you can confidently and accurately say it's faster is because you don't have to follow roads. Roads? When we're going, we don't need roads, right? So you can just go anywhere. Something common about this game too is that they have drop boxes. They fall from the sky, you know, from some planes that randomly show up. And you just go find them. They're marked on the map when they are released. You go find them, and in the first days of the game, the loot is pretty crap. But when you are starting, anything is useful, right? There you go. So we got some pretty good loot considering it's day like 3 or something. There you go. Books. You always read the box and whatever. Oh, that's pretty rare to find in such an early stage. It's gotta be because I leveled up with, you know, the creative mod. So, oh, what I was gonna show you before I started yapping, the difference. Look at the difference between a gun that is not upgraded. Well, I shot the one before, and now it's upgraded. But look how fast it goes now. Look, it reloads much faster. It is more stable. It shoots faster. And it's stronger. It hits harder too. So it's truly the difference between a gun that has not been leveled up and the one that has. It's huge. This one has not been leveled up yet. So look, it's like all right. And then I'm gonna level it up now. Oh, but I did level up the basic. Let's level up the... Oh, no. I haven't. Okay. And now let's level up all of the rifle skills. The speed, because it's a sniper, is not as noticeable, especially also because I'm wearing the full auto mod since before. But the reload will be... Whatever. Oh. Noticeably faster. Not as noticeable as with like and of course the biggest in the sniper. It will be a lot more noticeable in rapid fire guns like the SMG and the light machine gun and the shotgun. But and also because, well, this one was already made, the basic one, it was already full, so it increases the basic stats of the gun too. But the strength per hit is a lot stronger when you level it the whole thing. Let's see what else we got here. Shotgun. It's also fully maxed. Well. And machine gun is not. Okay, now we can see the difference. So let's go to a machine gun, M60. So you can see the difference. Look how slow it loads. Let me put some more ammo. By the way, when you advance, you will be able to stack ammo in piles. Oh, Blood is inviting me, so I'm gonna finish the video soon. And you can make different kinds of ammo. Yellow is the weakest, red is like medium, and black is by far the best. Whenever you can build black, they're more expensive to make, but they're completely worth it because they have bonifications of armor penetration. And at some point in the game, most zombies, or a lot of them at least, have armor. So you want that. So look how slow it reloads, dude. All right. All right. Now I'm gonna increase the basics and the machine gun. There you go. And now let's reload. Look how faster it is. And it shoots faster too. You can totally hear it. Totally hear it. I'm not sure if you can put a full mod of auto mod in the M60. Let's try. I'm gonna put, of course, that one. In reality, of course, it makes no sense that you suppress an M60. That would be impossible. Not only for the noise, because the thing would literally melt. But in this game, it's possible, I guess. Nobody cares. Let's see if we can put that. I'm not sure. This is a must in the M60. And what else? I can put a little scope. Let's see. Okay, I cannot put the full mod, but I can put this, 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 and this. Oh, alright. And once you get this weapon fully leveled up and fully geared, In my opinion, it is the strongest weapon in the game. Pretty sure I can one-hit that guy. I didn't. I missed. Okay, okay, this guy fucking sucks. Okay, this guy. Wait, nobody. Hey! Wait, it's pretty far, dude. There you go. Yeah, one hit. I missed all the others. But this is not a sniper. This is a machine gun. I was just wanted to test the strength. This is what you do with this gun. Right? You go full mod. And it's unbelievably strong. My favorite is a sniper, of course. But there you go. Okay, so Blood is inviting me. So Blood is pretty cool. I've been playing with him for the last week, and he has his own server. I'm gonna go there. If this video gets a few likes, I guess I can make another one, and I can even play, and you can show me businessing around. This is not a stream; it's a videos I just made, and I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna. I may do shorts of them. But it's more like an explanatory video than maybe like a very maybe entertaining video. So I would like to do more entertaining videos to motivate more people to get this wonderful masterpiece of a game. And hopefully somebody will get convinced. Oh, somebody who loves this game will find it and say, hey, you want to play? And I'll say, sure. I mean, right? Maybe Freckles will get convinced. And also, I know sometimes Corn... I don't know if sometimes or all the time. If that's the case, thank you so much, Corn. Corn's amazing. Go follow him. His name is Crispy the Corn on YouTube and Twitch. The guy's one of my favorite streamers. Of the ones that are not like, you know, famously rich streamers. He's my favorite guy to watch stream. The guy's really cool, dude. Everyone go follow him. Anyways. Corn has been promising me to play this game for months. Because he said he has liked this game a lot. That he now understands why I'm so obsessed with it. He loved it. But he has never played it multiplayer. And he has been promising to play with me for months. And last time he said, we'll play at the end of February. For sure. He promised. So I'm going to remind him that next time I see him, which will be probably today. I mean, see him on stream. Because, guess what, Corn? If you're listening, this is for you, buddy. It is the end of February almost. And, guess what? We have not played together, dude, right? So, go get some, dude. Let's, wow. Alright. Gonna rip my new one, man, right? We gotta play, dude. We gotta play. I really hope that you can make some time. I know Corn is like a very busy person. He works a lot, and then he streams, dude, like from Monday to Saturday. That's insane. I've never had that discipline. I wish I had. But the guy has a real, you know, organized, serious business schedule. But like I said, most of the time he plays Zomboid, sometimes Ark, sometimes some weird game where the guy didn't know how to walk, and he just kept falling from a mountain or something. It looked funny to watch him fall, but I don't know if I would like to fall that much. But he said that he really liked this game and he would love to play it, and he promised he would play. So I'm really hoping and waiting for that. And the date is coming, dude. I mean, right? Anyways, I'm gonna end it now. If anybody has some feedback or wants to play or whatever, and this game is fantastic. A lot of people who follow me on Twitch, some of them are good friends of mine. We play sometimes. Now, Blood, I've heard of him a lot from Rye, and sometimes he joins, you know, his streams. I don't know him that well yet because we've just met. You mean like talk together and play together? But he seems like a pretty fucking cool dude. We've been playing for like a week or something. Maybe like a week, yeah. And I've been having a lot of fun with the guys, so I really hope we can keep playing and businessing around. And a lot of people from the community I share with other streamers and friends love this game too. You know, to name a few, Banana, also a streamer. Oh my god, Banana's gonna kill me, but I never remember his full streaming name. Banana Cream Rye, I think it is. I just call him Rye. sometimes banana, but Rye, to me, he's like Rye, but, or like Patsy, call him Richard. I cannot say Richard. I know his name is Richard. I can't. Patsy also calls him Richard. So go follow Patsy. She's amazing. Go follow Rye. Patsy, Rye, they're like a couple, like a husband and wife. Lovely couple. Patsy doesn't stream though. But still follow her. She has a very amazing, fantastic art Instagram though. Because she does like fantastic, beautiful art with a lot of stuff. But Rye is the coolest dude. So go follow Cream Banana Ray or Banana Cream Ray. Oh my god. So much going. Anyways, yeah, it's awesome. If you follow me on stream, most likely he will pop up sometime and you can follow him then. Anthony has this game, but I don't know if he likes it. I don't think he loves it at all, but maybe he likes it? Something? I don't know. Roy hates it, but he's confused. Also, he's French, or half French or something. Peach is heavily confused. She never listens to me. She says it's because she doesn't have a very well working computer. But when she does, if she ever does, hopefully she can get it, because this game is fantastic. And when you play with people you like, it's even better. So in that community friends we have in common, I know for a fact that Rye and Patsy love this game. I've played with them quite a few times. I love it absolutely. Blood is loving it. He just discovered the game, and he has been playing it. I've been playing it with him for a week, and like the first day I played with him, he played for 14 hours. That tells you something. That is a fantastic game. All right, go get it. Becca got it, but he only played with me once. I think she's like very busy with work and her boyfriend or something. So well, I guess I mean I fuck. I understand. But yeah. Who else plays it? I don't know. Well, Jimmy, who's like Blood's friend, he's also loving it. But this game is fantastic, dude. So, Swarley, shout out to Swarley. Has never streamed, but he's a really cool dude I met like 9 years ago playing this game. Like we're friends now, but he's like extremely busy. The guy like is making big money now. He's like a business old dude. Like getting all these promotions, busy with family, with work, so he barely ever plays anything now. If he's playing anything, he's playing like that shitty game called Ark. Any Ark lover, get out of here. No, this game's a real deal, dude. So shout out to Swarley, but he doesn't play anymore. So well. This game has the best kind of people, dude. I'm telling you. So go get some and enjoy it. Have an amazing, fantastic day. I'm gonna close this recording now, and I will be uploading it anytime the next. I don't know. Mostly today, most likely. I don't know, or tomorrow. And I think I'm gonna make. I'm gonna become active. I have been saying it for a lot, but now I've made my mind. I'm gonna be more active here, and I don't only mean on stream, but I mean like on social media. I'm gonna upload videos constantly, so hopefully people can like see me. Some may find me amusing or entertaining, and I can get like some attention that I kind of want, right? So probably Blood is like, what the fuck? This guy's like not answering. Did he die? He's not playing Sundays. But I'm making a video. I'm gonna explain when I talk to him. Anyways, dude, this game, next time I make a video about it or stream it, you will be seeing me playing it, actually. Not just explaining, but actually playing it and enjoying it, having an amazing time. I have no idea if anybody will watch it. I would guess at least a few people will watch it. But if you like it, get it. And that's it, I guess, for now. So I'm gonna cut it and have an amazing day, dude. Enjoy your time, business, and I'll see you around. Bye. Exit game. There you go. Boom. La 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 la.